We are live. Oh, and I tell you what, everybody, I am so excited, and it's such an honor and a privilege to introduce you to the amazing Alana G today. And Alana has agreed to come and have a chat with me about our online business opportunity because it's absolutely phenomenal. And Alana is a mama. She's a high frequency business coach. She does events. She does breathwork facilitating, and she's very passionate about conscious living as well, freedom and supporting families to create health and legacy wealth, just like I am. And like
Yeah.
Alana comes from a low ticket network marketing background, and so have I. And it was sort of a no brainer for me, Alana, when I saw this because I knew the compensation plan from where I was at in this low
Yeah.
ticket network marketing. And I'm sure that you were too. And as soon as I saw this, I thought, hell yes, I've got it. I've absolutely just jumped in straight away with it as well. Um, and I suppose I was over the constant hustling just like you were. I know that you're a single mum and that you desired more flexibility and freedom in your life. And you're in awe when you came across this opportunity. So I just wanted to ask you a few questions and just um, get some insight to you. So I just want to hand over to you. If you can give us a bit of background and tell us a bit more about that. Like,
All right.
how has our fully automated digital platform and online business changed your life in comparison to how your life was before? And if you can tell us about the journey, because it's all about the journey, it's as well,
Yeah.
because it is. My life has changed phenomenally, and I'm sure that yours has as well, and that you've been on to where you are now.
Yeah. So for me, it's been a wild journey. I'm so grateful that I invested in this space and being someone that really like understands frequency now and understands the levels. This space has really like thrown me into those higher frequency realms. And when I first started, basically for me, I was always an entrepreneur. I always wanted to find something that gave me freedom. I love traveling. I love fun. I come from a quite a trauma, like capital T trauma, teenage life. And so it was, yeah, truly important for me to go on this self-discovery of like finding happiness, and they say finding happiness is within, but for me, I was really just trying to find happiness without, because of the way that my life was back then. And I just got on an airplane and started traveling the world and creating like becoming a PT and discovering all these different ways to generate income, whilst also having fun and play. And when I found out I was pregnant, I was traveling around the world at the time. That was when I first got introduced to the online space. And I dived into low ticket network marketing and, I had a lot of fun. And I also found like it was really easy when she was a baby because, there was lots of sleeps. But as she became older, I just was always hustling and I was never really getting life-changing income. And when I broke up with my daughter's dad and things like that, when I really needed the money most and I couldn't be present in the business because I needed to be present in my life with all my emotions and all the things that were going on, my business would just take this turn point and I wouldn't be able to, I would just go back to square one, it felt like all the time. So I found myself on the Gold Coast back home, under my mum's apartment, living in a little 1-bedroom apartment. I just remember this, you have these really clean moments in life where you're like, whoa, that's that turning point. But I was sitting there and I was on my laptop. My daughter was crying. I was crying. I was stressed and overwhelmed. I was like, there's got to be something else. Like, this is just like not working. This is not working. And I'm so grateful, like, that I was able to just continuously, even through challenges of other businesses, to know that there's got to be a solution. And that's what I love about life, is that there's always a solution. You just got to go and find it. And I saw a post from someone else that had experienced this change from going from low ticket to high ticket. And I was like, what is it all about? I wanted all the answers, but they actually just said, you've got to trust me and just go through and educate yourself, go and actually experience what we call our automation, our system, this discovery process. It's like brilliant. And so me and my housemate at the time, police officer, total different people, like polar opposites, both watched it and both were fully activated and inspired in that moment to actually go down the route of learning high ticket affiliate marketing and actually investing in the space and putting our time into the space. And what it's done for me, what's the difference in having automation versus like my old way of doing it? Well, firstly, you're supported. Like it's like having a man. It's like having support. I don't have a man. I don't even know what that feels like. But no, but it is. I have a businessman. It's my systems. So I have my systems and my automation and like this support network, this community, everything to actually hold my business, to hold most of the heavy lifting, to hold all of that. So I can be, the crazy feminine me and actually go out and be in my life, be present, and also create the content that inspires me, that inspires my communities and inspires people. So it's, and all my healing and, and all the stuff that I need to do to be able to hold and have big amounts of money, and to change the story of this broke mama to like abundant mama. So having automation has super changed the game, because it just really is the heavy lifting. It's the support. It's the ability for you to know that your community, your team, your people, whoever you're working with, or inspiring, are being supported, that are totally nourished, they're totally looked after, they're educated. And it doesn't matter if they come from a logic background or a creative background, or, a man or a woman or a 60-year-old or a 20-year-old, it's so guided for them to, and that will talk to them where they're at. And so it's just been phenomenal. It's actually allowed me to create such success. I've created $1 million in 4 years. My mission, my message got received by people across the globe, and then that created more communities and more impact and bigger ripples. And I spend every day kind of, when I think about that, like mind blown and boggled and like, wow, good on you, Alana. Like, just showing up, once going, but then you have to show up every day, like to go through to another level of version of you. But just so grateful that I did choose this. And I'm so grateful that, I kicked to the curb any traditional education and actually dive deep into this, new paradigm, alternative way of creating. But I really think it's actually the only way that you create success in my world. That's what we teach here, that, the automation or the education or the platform or the inspiration, like it's kind of like the universal law, but yet we're being taught in normal schooling and everything else to kind of be in a different way, like to be in scarcity, to be in hardship, to be fighting for your right in a business, in a company, or, like all these things that kind of actually I don't feel work, because really you're not really at harmony with yourself, let alone if you're going to be at harmony and creating things pleasant, environments for other people and things that actually support shifts and changes in the world. So having all those systems allows you to just really, go on the journey of just being in your most best self and expressional self. And now I'm looking at purchasing a home for me and my daughter in the next 6 months. I've traveled to many countries with my daughter, and by myself, and I've, while COVID was on, I was able to venture off grid and really be in like communities that also think about what we're going to do in this world and how we're going to make it better, and allow and my business actually still growing while I'm completely off grid. So yeah, it's a vibe.
Oh, absolutely. I love that story. It's so heartfelt as well. And I tell you what, like, I couldn't agree with you more, because you've been able to have the freedom to be able to create your own reality as well, and your own life your way, to be the fully expressed version of yourself, and letting go of, an employer or someone else. You're creating their dreams for them. or you're just constantly being controlled all the time, and you can't be yourself. So yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Alana, and that's
I'm a bit
absolutely
of a rebel, like, from day dot, so it was, for me, being told what to do, it was is got something that I don't appreciate. It makes me feel icky, it makes me feel like I don't understand, and expectations, like, it's something that just, for me, is just this energetic, um, weirdness, and, like, like when you've got someone that bases your value on the expectation of what they think you should and should not be doing, like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, yeah, and so, yeah, this has totally allowed me to be, that free spirited version of me that I've always actually been, and I think most of us are, like, as kids, we
absolutely.
just want to express. And so, yeah, and now, it just doesn't create all this, yeah, ickiness in my day to day, because I get to, like, base my value on myself and what I'm creating and what I'm doing in the world and how I'm showing up. And it's really just a conversation between me and me.
And how relaxing is that compared to working for someone else and being in such a stressful environment as well? Like, I've noticed it myself. I've recently changed my whole life, just recently in the last week, that I don't have to do that anymore. And I tell you what, it is so freeing that we've got this amazing business opportunity that I've totally freed myself from all of that control as well. So I totally agree with you right there.
I just love that, we're very different and we're similar, that we, probably live bit different lives. We're obviously different ages, and, this model works and supports anyone, no matter where
Oh,
they're at in life. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you're a little bit younger than me, a little bit older than you.
A couple of
But yeah,
years.
it is for it doesn't matter what age you are, as long as you're over 18 years of age. This business model and the opportunity is for anyone. And we've got people. I've seen that in our community just recently that someone asked what were the age groups, like who is the youngest and who is the oldest. And we've got someone in their 60s who's just smashing it out of the park. Like, it doesn't matter what age that you are. The best thing is that you're guided throughout, I suppose, creating your business, and you're taught how to do it. You can just do it step by step in your own time as well. And yeah, you've got so much
Yeah.
support from the
That's
community.
what I love as well. It's like the way that our business model is set up is every step is counted. Every step is counted, and you only move towards more income, right? So, every step, no matter whether they're fast or short, fast or long, I'll take a little while. They're counted and they stay stuck. Like, so you can never go backwards. So sometimes you have these rapid bursts of growth, and you're like, few steps get taken, and you get, you go from earning, hundreds to thousands, and then, you might have, a couple of slower steps, and but you stay in those thousands in that time, and then you have another big outburst, and you go into, like, I've watched my income, you know go from five. My first goal is, most people in this business will, set one of their first goals as a 5-figure income month, so $10,000 or more, whatever. But that was definitely mine when I came in, and I was like, I'm going to do it. No idea how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I just talked it and spoke it and embodied it and did all the trainings and stuff, and, committed to that, and it was done. And then was like, oh, okay, well, what's the next step? And it's like, you, like, go for these, like, ceilings. So then I was able to go into double and triple and quadruple, so it's like, yeah, it's such a beautiful business because it's only more expensive. Like, so I feel like as you grow, it grows. As you grow, it grows. As it grows, you grow, and you can never go backwards.
Absolutely. And it's not like network marketing that you've got to reset every single month and you go back to zero. And
Yeah,
that's one thing that I love about this is that it's not like traditional network marketing at all. It's a completely different, patented compensation plan. It is completely different. So if you think it's network marketing, just throw that out the window. It's completely different. So that's what I love about it as well. You only move forward. You can never go backwards.
And that's something I called this model right from the start. And it's only funny now that I come back and I'm actually doing like for high frequency coaching and, events that speak to frequency and amplify your frequency for vibrations of love and above. And that might not resonate with everyone, but if you want to learn about it, you can look up David Hawkins. But when I first started this business, I was like, it's like a consciousness funnel. And then years later, it literally became a consciousness funnel. So it's like your evolution. So you have to go through all the stuff that you need to sort out, like your scarcity mindset, your fear, your judgment, your all these things that when you work through them, and that we've got these systems and this, like everything we teach comes with a mindset package. So, every step that you need to take into ads or Facebook or into whatever way you want to create your wealth, that comes with a mindset partnership. And so it rewires the parts of you that need to rewire right now, because otherwise you've already would have been doing it, right? And you would have already had success.
Yeah.
And if you're looking to create it, there's a block that you're coming up. It's probably a mindset part. And so I'm not really sure where I was going. Yeah, I was going with the consciousness funnel. So all of that bottom stuff gets sorted. So then all of a sudden you're living your life in like love, joy, fun, freedom, peace, abundance, which is actually the vibration above peace. And so it's like, it is just such a beautiful consciousness funnel. It just allows you to really shift the shit and actually amplify into your abundance.
No, absolutely. Like, I couldn't agree more. Like, I'm not even the same person that I was before I joined this business opportunity in our community either. It's absolutely amazing. And just the personal growth that you receive out of it all. It's absolutely, it's priceless, basically.
Yeah, I've seen so much growth in my friends that partnered with me 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Mm.
Like I've seen them do what they want to do in their life. Like instead of saying what they want to do, they've actually gone out and done it, and then like changed their life because of this space where we just empower and encourage and support. And yeah, and there's just so much love and nourishment from everyone.
Oh, absolutely. That is such a great share, Alana. Alana, you have just had the most phenomenal webinar that I just watched as well with the beautiful Louise, and it was absolutely amazing. Like, you girls crushed it. It's you took everyone on a journey, showed everyone the business opportunity, the bits of the compensation plan, and everything, and really what's available to everyone as well. So I know you would have watched a webinar before you got started. What was it that you saw in a webinar that got you thinking, hell yes, I need to do this?
Mm. I think for me, it was the shift. For me, I actually went straight into what's called the discovery process, which we actually talk about in the webinar.
Yeah.
But what I saw that was so different that made me want to go into that that discovery process was like this energetic shift in my friend, right? And just like seeing her really freaking like shift and change. And so I saw, and it was her posts that were different, and like I really wanted to know what she was doing. But what, like the experience of the education, like the masterclass, the webinars, back then when I was straight in the discovery process, it's I think there's so many key elements that are brought together, and so it's not just one thing. But what I love is like so much of the community is so different and diverse, and really achieving really great success, and actually living out their dreams, which is for me something that I've always desired and wanted. And then having this life-changing income, like it's we really are gifting and offering and educating you on like really different and massive amounts of wealth, and all whilst being of service and impact and doing cool stuff in life, like and Yeah, it's something that I would just never leave. Like you know, for many of my years, I probably, left a lot of things and tried a bunch of things and didn't stick and it didn't stick and didn't stick. But this is like my home forever. And I think and what you'll see in this webinar is this legacy income, this legacy wealth. When I started as well, that was a big crucial moment to me. I was driving home after working in a bar in a really toxic environment. My daughter was at her dad's for the night, and I was kind of a little bit drunk, and not super drunk, just enough to be like, this isn't okay. You know, what if I die tonight? Like, this is how my daughter's going to know me. Like, I'm much more than this. I'm much more than a girl that works in a sleazy old bar at night, trying to hustle to get us money, because that was how I had to supplement the money that we weren't making in network marketing. Um, yeah. So knowing that every step that I'm taking, and that doesn't go back again, we're talking about this, leads me to legacy wealth. And this is something that you've got to go check out the webinar for, because the numbers are insane on what you can create. And people are doing this now in like 5 to 7 years. Like it's happening. Like, it's happening more and more often, in a fast approach. And that's, and that's because we're updating these systems. We're updating our automation, we're updating all the things for you, so you can learn quicker, you can access faster, you can tap into different strategies and tools. And that will all be in the web class that we just did as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all intriguing, really, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Really
Like, I watched the webinar and I thought, holy hell, sign me up.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Like, how do you pick
yeah,
one? All good.
yeah, right. It's a no-brainer, really. Um, Alana, what would be your parting message to someone that is interested in our online business opportunity, and why they should take fast action and check it out today? So I know that we have a lot of people that will go, oh yeah, I'll watch it next week, or next month, or whatever. But what is your message to someone to take fast action today and check out this webinar and see what they think?
So something that's been on my heart for the last 24 hours, I guess, is that, one of the biggest freedom fighters in Australia is just invested in this space. Like, there are people that are investing in this space that have that know the worth of this space, like right now. And for you to get started now just gives you it gets you an access point. Like, why wait till a few days? Like, why wait till next week? Like, how much procrastination do we need to stop us from hitting our dreams? If we use today's problems as a reason that we don't do something today, you'll never get to where you desire. Like, you've got to think, okay, if I'm going to be that successful person and I'm going to have that wealth and I'm going to be paid multiple figures every month, like, what would that person do? How would they show up? They're not going to be putting shit off. They're going to do the thing. They're going to get the understanding. They're going to educate themselves and they're going to make the cash, and they're going to keep that going. And then once you've created your wealth and then you'll be out of your problems. Like, if you've got problems, use that as your reason now. Like, a lot of times there are things that are going on in our lives that we use as our excuse. Like, I remember I was a single mom, overwhelmed, crying all the time. Just remember, I understand. I had a toddler back then. Could have been my excuse, and plenty of times I wanted it to be. But I use that as my reason. I use my, every day I use whatever's going on for me as my reason to show the hell up. The minute that you do that, something shifts in you, something shifts vibrationally in you. Like, you are rewiring, you are like creating new DNA in your body and your cells, and you're getting fired up right then and there, and you're fast tracking your results. So yes, like, say yes now, get educated now. The more you put, they call this the dream killer, when this is something, I'm just trying to work out the screen.
Right.
Now this is something that you want to do, and the time that it takes in between is called
Yeah,
the dream killer.
exactly. Exactly.
So, if something lights you up, if you see something that inspires you,
Just do it.
just fucking do it. Yeah. It's
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same, and I just you just got to learn to say yes. And if you go somewhere to do something, just do it because
Trust
all
yourself. Yeah, trust
yeah,
yourself
all
and do it.
that's right. And you're going to reap all the rewards. And yes, it's one thing that that you've learnt and I've learnt and everyone in our community has learnt is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable as well. But just back yourself, trust yourself, and you've got nothing to lose at all. And, it's just watching a webinar, seeing what is possible for you. And yeah, we hope that everyone jumps on board as well.
Yay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, just reach out to either one of us or whoever, that maybe shares this interview with you and just give it a crack.
Absolutely.
One life
Absolutely.
to remember, make the most about it of it. But let me tell you honestly, this isn't one of those things that you just got to give a crack. You actually are going to be put into something that is going to change your life. It's transformed multiple lives. It is literally the missing key to multiple things that you can integrate with wherever you're at right now. So it just partners alongside you and all that you want to do and create in the world, and it just holds your hand the whole way. So yeah, dive as deep as you can into it. That's what I say, because it's insane. But we've got the web class you can come and watch, so that will give you a bit more understanding. And then whatever you choose after that, you can just keep going. It's like a rabbit hole into the abundance world, into the wealth legacy creational world, all about wealth consciousness, all the things. It's really, really, if I was to pick one education, like if I was to go back and be like, oh, do I want to be a doctor, or do I want to be a scientist, or do I want to be a teacher, or do I want to be a wealth master? It's like I want to go be a wealth master, and I'm so grateful I felt.
Exactly. I'm with you. Absolutely. And I think, for people just to watch a webinar, just to spend an hour of their time, that can totally change the whole trajectory of their life. Isn't that worth it? Like, they've got nothing to lose. And you can actually make an informed decision and find out a little bit more information if it resonates with you after that as well. And we can go from there.
Yes. Woo.
Absolutely. Well, I really want to thank you so much, Alana, for joining me today. This has been such an absolute pleasure and an honour to have this great chat with you. And if this resonates with you, for all the people out there watching this, and you're in my network or you're in Alana's network, reach out to us, direct message us, and we will send you the link for the webinar. And let's go. Make the decision today. Don't sit on it. Let's go and let's change lives.
Yeah, baby.
All right.
Thanks, Nicole. It feels so honored. Thank you so much for this interview. And I'm just celebrating you as well, because, I just get so inspired. And your story just truly inspires me. And I know you probably shared across your socials a little bit around what you've been through and your experience, and that you're here and you're still showing up to share with others and create this change, and you're celebrating hitting one of our first amazing ranks, and like in this business. So I'm so excited for you that
Thank you so much.
what's to come. I know what's to come, so I'm
Oh, I
excited.
know. I've got my next lot of scans, just to tell you and tell everybody as well, coming up. So it's another big thing in my cancer journey as well. So I got my scans on the 25th of this month, and I see my surgeon on the 14th of June, and he's going to tell me once he sees my scans that I am 4 years cancer fucking free.
Yeah,
And
baby.
absolutely. So I'm in my 4th year, and okay, look, I'm cancer free. That's it. There's no way that I'm not going to be. And I only have to see him once again next year, and then that's it. And he drops off. So I've got a cancer treatment team. So slowly but surely, the specialists that I'm still being managed under every 3 to 4 months are going to slowly start dropping off now. And this is a huge change in my life as well, which I'm really, really happy about.
And how
So,
grateful and how inspiring, um, that, and I think because you value life right now, you probably have had that experience to value
mhm.
life. So you want to live
Oh,
it, you want to give it your all, like, and many of us won't value our life until that moment, which is crazy.
yeah,
Value it now so that if that moment was to happen, you can
don't
at least come out going, "Holy crap, I've lived a bloody good life."
yeah, exactly, and don't wait for it to happen, and I suppose going through my cancer journey as well, I have learned so much, and I sort of like my whole world was opened. Like I viewed the world differently, so much compared to how I did before I was diagnosed with high level stage 3 breast cancer. And even when I tried to go back to work, I just thought, how in the hell have I put up with this for so many years? Like, I just, I just couldn't do it. I struggled health wise as well, but I also struggled in a lot of other ways, trying to integrate back into the workplace and things like that, and not having any freedom or not being able to do what I wanted to do. And I suppose I do have another big announcement, right? And I might as well just share it now with you, Alana, as well, is that I was at my worst when I went through chemotherapy, and I used to watch all these videos on caravans, and I thought, if I actually survive my cancer treatment, because I had really high level intensive cancer treatment, one of my doses, yeah, I was in an emergency. Anyway, we won't go there, but I was lucky to survive my cancer treatment, um, just the chemotherapy. And I used to say to myself, if I survive my cancer treatment, I'm going to get a Zone RV off-road caravan. I had no idea how I was going to pay for it at all, and I'm going to go traveling around Australia. Well, I ended up. I had a Zone RV off-road caravan. I've got an 18.6 foot van, manufactured to exactly how I wanted it, and I've just resigned recently from my job, and I'm going to go traveling around Australia.
You got some cash in the bank because of the work.
Exactly. So,
And now
yeah,
you're going to be in Bali. Now we've got a Bali. I
right,
know your
exactly.
heart is set on
Exactly.
Bali.
So I got to
You
work on Bali in the next 3 weeks, and let's
Yeah,
go.
you're amazing. So that's what we love about this space. Everyone gets to
Absolutely.
thrive. Woo!
So the biggest message for everybody is everything is possible. Just believe in yourself and just do it. Do whatever it takes to, you know, just to get there. Just
Yeah.
whatever. The biggest thing for me is I've always, and probably for you, Alana, as well, is I used to wake up in the morning just not only to get through my treatment, but I do it now every day. What do I have to do today to move forward to where I want to be? And that's it.
Yay. All right.
Well, I want to thank
Well,
you very much for your
so
time.
blessed and have an amazing day, guys. Everyone that's watching this, if you've got anything, put it in the comments. We love interaction.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, I'm all about it.
Absolutely.
All
All right.
right.
Later.
See you
Thank
guys.
you so much. All right.
Bye.
Bye.